Welcome, great and wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom, lovers of justice, fairness, and equity. Today we shall be discussing on Frankly Speaking Part 2, and we shall be talking on the plans of Tinubu for Nigerians and the statements by the Fulani Nationalist movement, FUNAM, on national issues. It is no longer news to each and every one of us of the impending danger and doom looming in the country Nigeria. You have seen how they have been used misleading you. You have seen how they have plunged the economy into a particular place where it will be very difficult for anybody to, revive this economy. Today, the dollar is exchanging for 1,500 naira per dollar. $1 is equivalent to 1,500 naira. You can look at the security situation of the country. Everywhere is insecure, except for Biafra land, which I can tell you categorically clear that Biafra land is relatively peaceful compared to every other part of the country. So what is actually the plans of Tinubu for the nation? What are the plans that Tinubu has for the nation? Everything is taking a nosedive, a very fast nosedive. Today we are hearing that a country like Nigeria that produces crude oil is now buying crude oil from outside the country. Example of such, which is that of Dangote refineries in Lagos. Reports have shown that Dangote bought crude oil from the United States of America. What does this tell you about the country? What does this tell you about the country? Things are going bad. And the Afonjas are crying. The Afonjas are crying. When I mean Afonja, when I say Afonjas, I mean the Yorubas who betrayal runs in their veins. Those ones who betrayal runs in their veins are crying. Someone came on air to spew rubbish and to say that even if it would result to him, not being able to feed himself, he will still support Tinubu. That is the level of hypocrisy and stupidity being, displayed everywhere in the country now. Tribalism to the core. Tinubu has already moved CBN headquarters to Abuja and to Lagos. He has already moved federal airline authorities to Lagos. And the northerners are crying. Why is Tinubu moving headquarters of many things, treasures of the government, to Lagos? This is the dangerous diversity that is inherent in this country that we've been talking about. the people of the Biafra region have been crying of marginalization and exclusion from the government of the day. And today, Tinubu has come in. Remember, Tinubu once said before now that he doesn't believe in one Nigeria. And now he is moving, gradually moving headquarters of very serious parastatals to Lagos. And the northerners are crying, why is he moving it from north, which is Abuja? Abuja is not. Some people do not understand that Abuja is in the northern part of Nigeria. They are now moving it from the north down to the southwest. And they are crying. Kidnapping and, insecurity is on the rise. And the police PPRO will come on national television to say that insecurity is not on the rise. It is normal. So what we are seeing now, what the insecurity we are recording now is normal. It has been happening like this before. The lies and deceit is no longer acceptable. What are the plans of Tinubu for the people of Nigeria? What are his plans? Since his inception, since coming into office, what positive change have we witnessed? What positive change have you witnessed? You listening to me, what positive change, impact have you witnessed from this government? Have you witnessed anything? My brother, have you witnessed anything? My sister, have you witnessed anything? Any positive change? The only thing we have witnessed is the demolition of the Biafran properties in Lagos, the demolition of the Biafran businesses in Abuja, the kidnappings and killings going on everywhere in the country. That is the only thing, and it has gotten to a new high level. But nobody's speaking, nobody's talking about it. Nobody wants to spell these things the way they are. How then do you blame Simon Ekpa? How then do you want to blame Simon Ekpa? John F. Kennedy once said, those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable. Let me take it again. Those who make peaceful revolution impossible will definitely make violent revolution inevitable. What does this mean? If you oppose justice, if you oppose peace, if you oppose the will of the people, time will come, they will be against you and oppose whatever you plan to do. And as it stands today, Nigeria has plunged into that path of violent revolution becoming inevitable. How can you sit in office and do nothing while the people you are supposed to be protecting are being killed, are being kidnapped, are being, decimated in the most gruesome manner, and you remain mute? You remain mute. You do not care about their welfare. You do not care about you do not care how they live. The primary goal of any government in the world is the protection of life and properties of its citizens. How are they protecting the life and properties of the Nigerian people? Whereas they go about destroying the businesses, the legitimate businesses of Biafran people in Lagos, destroying the businesses and livelihood of Biafran people in Abuja. Mystery fire burning everywhere in business places. Mystery fire. Where is this fire coming from? Nobody knows. Mystery fire burning everywhere. Where is it coming from? What is happening? The president has remained mute. He has remained indifferent about the whole happenings. Today, because of the arrest of who? The Mieti Allah president, known as Bello Bodejo, because of his arrest, the Fulani nationalist movement have come to threaten the nation, and nobody has said anything about it. They have made threats, they have carried out the threats, and they are continuing in that threat. They are still carrying out those threats. But many people in Nigeria do not even know that Fulani made a strong statement. Many people do not even know that they are carrying out those threats that they have made in that communique they made to the government. Many people do not even know this. And today we are going to read the complete 6 points that was captured in their letter to the government of Nigeria. And you are going to see connecting the dots, and you are going to see where the problem is coming from. You are going to begin to connect the dots and know who is carrying out these atrocities that are happening all around the nation. You are going to connect the dot because it is very, very clear. It is very, very clear. But before we go to read this, let me show you, or let me play the voice notes of people who once supported Tinubu, and you are going to hear how they are crying. It is no longer funny to them. Listen. Just listen. You are going to hear how they are crying on a daily basis. You are going to hear how they are crying on a daily basis. Look at this one.
Not happy with my president. I'm regretting for voting for my president and for voting for APC. Because this is not what we voted for. We are not voting for, we not voted for suffering. We voted for peace, tranquility, and for to alleviate poverty. Let me tell you, if he and his partners are giving reduced fuel price, it will reach common man on the street rather than giving it to private sector who are already plentiful. They are going to share this money, no doubt about it. What do we gain for the past 7 months we voted for President Tinubu in Milokan? I'm a Yoruba man. I regretted for voting for him.
Okay.
Because this is not what we bargained for.
Okay.
I'm also a retired director. I'm telling you, a retired director collecting 75,000 naira at federal.
Are you seeing? You can imagine.
You have 5 children or 4 children. How will you cope? Nothing for retirees. We are still suffering. They are telling us that we should manage. The vice president said we should pay our percent for 10 years. So until all Nigeria die finish before they can resuscitate us. Let's call spade a spade. This government is not doing well. Thank you.
So you have heard a strong supporter and a Yoruba man who supported President Tinubu. He is crying today. He is crying today. And some of us are not so meticulous in picking out what these people in top government positions say. I'm going to play something for you. You are going to hear what Tinubu said in one of his outings. Just listen.
We reduce the purchasing power. We reduce the purchasing power.
We reduce the purchasing power.
of the people.
They want to reduce the purchasing power of the people. Who are these people? The Nigerians. Who are these people? You and I. They want to reduce the purchasing power. This is Tinubu. This is Tinubu talking.
We can further slow down the economy.
So that we can further slow down the economy. And that is why dollar is 1,500 naira to $1. $1, 1,500 naira. You can imagine how many of you knew that Tinubu said this to reduce the purchasing power, and today your purchasing power has been reduced completely. Because if you had something you wanted to do with $100 and you had 100,000 naira, believing that $1 is 1,000 naira, today that's 100,000 naira cannot carry out that function for you, because you will be needing 150,000 naira to carry that particular project of $100. So have you seen how these people are pushing people into poverty? Deliberately pushing people into poverty. Listen.
Let's widen the tax net. Those who are not paying now.
Let us widen the tax nets. Those who are not paying, you want to increase, you have plunged people into poverty, and at the same point, you want to increase the tax net so that people continue to pay huge taxes. And what is happening today? Check out people who are importing containers from outside country. Oh, it has been increased by 40%. Whatever you pay before, it has been increased by 40%. If you pay 1,000 naira for one container feet, today you will pay 1,400 naira for the same container feet. He has increased the taxes. What is he doing? He wants to enrich himself and impoverish the people. This is somebody who you voted into power, and you are still there supporting this person.
If it is inclusive of Bola Tinubu, let the nets get bigger and we'll take in more taxes, and that is what we must do in the country.
Have you heard? So if you are looking for where your problem is coming from, begin to add 1 plus 1, and you'll be seeing your answer. So if you are looking for where the economy downfall is coming from, it is coming from the president. It is coming from Tinubu. You have heard his plans and how he plans to impoverish the people and to enrich himself. Now, even those at the helm of affairs are not finding it funny. Remember Regina Daniels' husband, who is a senator. Hear what he has to say about security. So many persons did not, get this, but we are going to bring. That is why we are here. We are going to be bringing informations and to be opening your eyes to the Nigerian space. We are going to open your eyes to the Nigerian space such that you are going to begin to reason like a human. You are going to see things for what they truly represent and not the propaganda sold by the government and, dished out to you by the media houses. Now, listen to what Ned Nwoko has to say about insecurity in Nigeria. Listen.
You seem to have given up on Nigeria. You cannot give Nigerians an opportunity. I mean, you just condemn everybody. You think everybody is corrupt. You think the kings are corrupt. You think the DPOs are corrupt. You think the doctors are corrupt. You think the local government chairman are corrupt. You think anybody will just go there and pay the money and get those certifications. No, we must start to lay a foundation for growth in this country. So if you want to get a license, let me ask you this: would you want to own a gun yourself? Would you want to be able to defend yourself if you're attacked by armed robbers or by kidnappers in your own home? Would you want?
He is asking the presenter of Arise News. He is asking him. He said, would you want to own a gun of your own? Would you want to be able to defend yourself when you are being attacked by assailants? Would you want a situation where somebody cannot just come and kill you just like that? Would you want a situation where you can be able to own a gun of your own and defend yourself and your family from invaders? Would you want a situation like that? And that is the question he has posed to the presenter. Let's continue to listen.
Be able to defend your children and your wife if you are attacked. I mean, you're telling me no, you don't want to handle a gun. If you don't want to handle a gun, that's your problem. Then don't handle a gun. But there are many people out there who want to be given the opportunity to defend themselves. So I speak on behalf of those ones, not for people like you who might not want to have a gun, who are vulnerable, but you want to remain vulnerable. But you know that the police and the military cannot defend you. So look, as I said before, out there are already a proliferation of arms in the hands of kidnappers and armed robbers and bandits. So you just want them to continue, but you know also that the other alternative is to keep funding the military, keep funding the police, but we're not getting anywhere because before you and
now Nedwoke was asking this presenter if he has the opportunity to defend himself and own a gun, what would he do? And he said he doesn't want to own a gun. He doesn't want to handle a gun. Let me tell you, think deeper than this presenter just saying he doesn't want to handle a gun. This goes beyond just mere saying this. This is like a restriction placed on these media houses. You don't know the level of restriction that these media houses have been put under. That your job may be at stake if you do not follow the directives from the government, which is not supposed to be so. Media houses are supposed to puncture the loopholes. They are supposed to, press the government in where it pains them so that they be able to see where they are wrong and make changes. But today, you find out that these media houses are owned by politicians. Media houses are owned by politicians, and these politicians direct them on what to do, what to publish, and what not to publish. I tell you most solemnly that if 50% of happenings in Nigeria are published, you will be surprised the country you live in. If 50% of what is happening in this country is published, you will be surprised of the kind of country you live in. I tell you. Was it not yesterday where I'm telling you people lying on expressways? What killed them? Who killed them? How did they die like that? Nobody knows. Nobody heard it on any news. Nobody. Things are happening, but they are underreported, seriously underreported in this country because of the restrictions, the strangulations on the media houses. Where you could able to see little of these things are the bloggers. If not for bloggers, I tell you, you may not even get up to 50% of the happenings in this country. Very, very poor. Very, very poor. Unbelievable things are happening. Let us continue to listen to Nedunko.
Me, over the years, you know that in this country, that system has failed. The system has almost collapsed. Look, about 3 months ago, my SLA in National Assembly was kidnapped. 3 months ago. Up till now, he has not been found, even though we made a report to the police and to the DSS. And there was just one demand for 10 million ransom made to the wife. I gave the police the phone number. Obviously, the police ought to have been able to track the telephone, whether the phone is switched off or not switched off. But this is a system failure. And up till now, nothing has been done.
Senator.
I keep making phone calls to the police. I keep making phone calls to the DSS. Nothing has been done at this level. Nothing has been done. When I moved my motion, I also spoke about having CCTV across the country, but
Senator.
particularly in Abuja.
Senator.
So nothing has been done.
He is trying to make a point. This Senator Ned Nwoko is trying to make a point, but this man has seen that he is going overboard. He is going above, some of the restrictions that they have placed on him. And Ruben Abati is trying to call him back. He's trying to stop him. And that is why you hear him say Senator, Senator, trying to call his attention to stop him from continuing saying what he's saying. You could see the degradation in the media houses that are supposed to be propagating truths of what is actually happening in the country, but they are trying to hide those truths from you and I.
And so you just tell me that we should just wait and to be slaughtered by those who are illegally armed. I mean, that is absurd.
Now, so this is the position of Ned Nwoko. Recently, I think that was yesterday also, when he made these statements on national television. Now, let us go and see what the Fulani has said, the threats they have made to this country. And as I'm reading out these 6 points communique sent to the government, try to pick out and to add 1+1 and see where the problems of security is coming from. For those who fail to understand, who doesn't want to tell themselves the truth. If you listen to this and do not tell yourself the truth, then you are part of the problem of this country. Listen, number one, this is a statement by the Fulani Nationalist movement, FUNAM, on national issues. Number one, on the arrest of Fulani leader and our last warnings, we hereby reintegrate our demand for the immediate release of the president of Miyetti Allah Kautal Ho, Bello Bodejo. Release Bodejo or the government will have itself to blame. This is a direct threat to the government and the forces of the government. We hereby give 72 hours notice. Failure to release him, the Nigerian government will hear from us. Number one. Number two, post-election imminent crisis. After election imminent crisis, we have deliberately been silent for obvious reasons, chief of which was the intervention of our elders before the 2023 elections. Unfortunately, the elders gave us false promises that they would hand over the presidential seat to someone who can protect the Fulani interests, but they never did. Are you adding 1+1? Let us continue. Even after the February election, we were assured that power will not be shifted, but they have done that, which they promised never to do. We are aware of the efforts, but the anti-Fulani forces prevailed. Number three, inevitable jihad. It is now obvious. Inevitable jihad. It is now what? Obvious. Add 1+1. Oh, you know what jihad is. We have no other option than to relaunch our campaign, which we have started in earnest. What campaign are they talking about? Jihad. Jihad. This letter was written on the 24th of January 2024. They said they have started their jihad in earnest. They went further to say, henceforth, the Nigerian government will hear from us in every town. Henceforth, the Nigerian government will hear from us in every town, every village, every city, every community in the South and Middle Belt. Are you listening? Have you now seen where your problems, security challenges, killing, kidnappings are coming from? Number 4. Okay, they went ahead to say, our campaign will be swift and decisive, and nobody will be able to help Nigeria. The Fulani can never have a country where they are second-class citizens. This is unacceptable. Are you hearing? But they want to make Biafran people third class or even fifth class citizens, because cow becomes the third class or second class citizen of the country. Now, number 4 of their point, they said the arrest of any Fulani man in connection with jihad is a crime against our collective interest. So they want permission to decimate and kill other people, but anybody who kills them becomes a crime. Have you seen how myopic in reasoning these people are and how wicked they are in their activities? Continue to follow us while we give you the full gist. We want the Nigerian government not to make the mistake of arresting any Fulani leader or person. Never again. We are watching the actions of the government in relation to the explosion in Ibadan. Are you putting 1 plus 1 to see that these people are involved in the explosion in Ibadan? But they lied to you initially. The government came and lied to you initially and said it was miners, little explosive for miners. Are they telling us that we do not know how the miners explosive are? And what exactly miners explosive are doing in that area of the state? Lies and deceits can never take you far. They went further to say, if any Fulani man is arrested, be assured that our response will be total, ruthless, and immediate. Number 5, we call on all our Fulani brothers, take the war into the enemy territory. In Plateau, Enugu, Lagos, Ibadan, Port Harcourt, Makurdi, until the infidel governments are brought down. Are you hearing? Are we listening? They went further to say, our current effort in Plateau will not cease until the infidels are suppressed and the jihad glad installed in every part of Nigeria, to the glory of our father Uthman Danfodio. Are you seeing? They are following the footsteps of Uthman Danfodio, and they want to implement everything that Uthman Danfodio failed to implement in the initial stages. Now they went further to say, expect more bombings in every public places across the South, Middle Belt, and Abuja for the month of February 2024. People, are you listening? Avoid crowd, because when they are bombing, they are looking out for crowds. 2, avoid allowing them come close to you, come close to your territory. Monitor them, especially these people who sell things in wheelbarrow. Do not allow them drop their wheelbarrow and leave. Once they are coming with their wheelbarrow, tell them to leave with the same wheelbarrow. That is how they bombed certain places in Jos. I am giving you security tips now. That is how they bomb certain places in Jos. They come with their sugarcane. You know that sugarcane has this plank they put on top of the wheelbarrow, and the inside of the wheelbarrow is empty. They planted bomb inside that wheelbarrow, covered it with their plank, put sugarcane on top of it, and went into the market. Went to the market, packed, dropped the whole thing in the market, and went out. When the time came for it to explode, the thing just exploded, and people were decimated. If you are conversant with the Nigerian news, you will listen to where, I think so many years ago, around 6 or 7 years thereabout, in Plateau State, in Jos, the capital of Plateau State, to be precise, on the eve of Christmas, that was when this thing happened. If you go there, you will see people's one hand on the wall, one leg on the wall, head there, clothes there, slippers there. Everything was just decimated. This is how they carry out these things. And wherever you see them in your territory, observe them, know where they're staying, know where they're going, dismantle them before they dismantle you. Chase them away before they chase you away from your community, from your ancestral homes. It is very, very serious as that. Their number 6 point is this: we call on non-Fulani people to vacate Plateau. Are you seeing the threat? They are calling on people who are not Fulani to vacate Plateau, and let it be known to the people that are listening to me that Plateau is owned by the indigenous people of Plateau who are not Fulani. They are minority Muslims and majority Christians. Minority, not up to 20% of them are Muslims. The other 80% are Christians. You have the Angas tribe, the Magavu tribe, the Mangu tribe, the so many tribes in Plateau. These people are Christians. Majorly, they attend cooking church. They attend Ekwa, Evangelical Church Winning All. So they are indigenous people, but now the Fulani wants to send them away. Let's continue to listen. We call on non-Fulani people to vacate Plateau, Kaduna, and Benue states if they are not ready to live under the inevitable jihad, which will eventually be all over Nigeria. All over Nigeria. Signed, Umar Amir Shehu, Badu Salisu Amadu, January 24, 2024. I hope we have listened to their 6 point agenda and threats made to the government. Yet, the government are doing nothing about it. And you have now seen the reason why kidnappings, killings, is on the rise. Tell yourself the truth. Do the right thing to protect yourself and your family. It is high time we all woke up. It is high time we all find a way to defend ourselves and to protect ourselves and our families. You cannot afford to sit back and allow these people to continue to decimate you and your families and loved ones, and you keep quiet and expect the government, who is in charge, who is in control of these people, who is emboldening them to continue to decimate you and do this evil against you. You must defend yourself. It is in the international law and part of your right as a citizen to defend yourself. It is called self-defense and it is not a crime. If someone comes to harm you, harm that person and protect yourself. This is international law. Thank you, dear friends, for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Always continue to share, like, comment, and drop, and subscribe to our wonderful channel. We love you all. We appreciate your love so far, and we continue to say that may you continue to grow from height to height. You shall never go down. And our freedom, which we are looking for, we must get and we shall get. The plan and the aim is to expose these things and to open your eyes to the realities on ground so that you would not be deceived and you will not be taken unawares. Brace yourselves today. Thank you for listening.